authors, you need to stop being so precious about your first draft. I know, you've had this idea for years, you're finally putting it down on the page, you think that it's just gonna flow out and it's gonna be beautiful, but a first draft is basically a glorified outline, in my opinion. You can put in placeholder text like add description here or decide on a character name for this person. While I was writing a first draft once, I realized that I kept naming a bunch of characters Gina. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put brackets and insert character name here. And that is much more valuable to me, like when I go back to edit, than naming everybody Gina. I want you to start thinking about writing a novel like creating an oil painting. You start with your outline, you start with maybe a sketch or an idea. And then when you get to your actual canvas, you're starting your first draft. The first thing that artists do is they underpaint. They put a layer of one color or another on the bottom, and that undercolor doesn't actually come through in the final painting except for in how it changes the tone, the way that the paint interacts with itself. So start thinking of drafting like that. The first draft is just the underpainting. The next draft is adding, you know, sketches of whatever this is going to turn into. The third draft is when you're starting to really dig in and start making it look like what you want the end result to be. The fourth draft is, adding those perfect little details. And then from there, the metaphor falls apart. So we're not going to talk about it. But at the end of both processes, you come away with a painting or a novel that is what you want it to be. So stop being precious with your first draft and start thinking of it as a means to an end, and that end being a gorgeous book that you are proud of.